Welcome to the Torchbearer. In today's exploration, we delve into the provocative question: could advancements in AI and Neuralink be the fulfillment of the biblical prophecy of the mark of the beast? For the first time in human history, a computer chip was placed in the brain of a human being. In January 2024, Nolan, a 30-year-old man who is disabled or paralyzed in both legs and arms, from his shoulder down, became the first human to have his brain implanted with a chip. Nolan became paralyzed after a spinal cord injury. The chip is like the size of a coin with 64 electrical threads. During the process, a robot surgically implanted the chip into his skull, and hair-thin sensor tentacles attached to the chip were inserted into his brain. The chip on the skull is connected to the brain by those threads. The threads have over 1,000 electrodes that can monitor and detect neuron activity in the brain. The chip is placed in the region of the brain that controls the intention to move. This allows Nolan or any other patient with the chip implant to control a computer or smartphone with their mind. Nolan, a man in his 30s with a disability, became the first person to receive a brain chip implant. He can now control a computer and phone using his mind. According to Nolan, thanks to the chip, he is able to now control a computer or phone with his thoughts. He can type, play a game, make calls, and more with just his thoughts. In effect, his brain is connected to a computer now and can control any computer-like electronic device, such as a smartphone. According to Neuralink, the company behind this technology, the ultimate aim is to give sight to people who cannot see, restore memory to people with dementia, restore movement ability to paralyzed people, enable brain-to-brain and brain-to-computer communication, integrate AI with human brains. The chip can improve memory and movement by compensating for dysfunctional areas of the brain or spinal cord. They aim to accomplish these goals by bypassing non-functional or damaged parts of the brain, enabling communication with paralyzed limbs or impaired memory circuits, potentially restoring movement or cognitive function. However, the chip can also be hacked by dangerous people, who can manipulate people with the implant, monitor their thoughts, steal their data and secrets, and manipulate them against their will. This raises many ethical concerns about the potential for someone to manipulate another person's thoughts and movements through a chip implant. This possibility has given people the reason to believe that this chip is the mark of the beast spoken of in Revelation 13-18. The Bible prophesies of a power that shall force the whole world to accept a mark on their foreheads and right hand as a symbol of allegiance to the power. The Antichrist, as depicted in Revelation 13:1-10 and Daniel 7:19-25, is portrayed as a dominant world power that will govern all nations. It is said to claim authority over religious practices and demand worship in place of God. This entity is also associated with a mark of authority, which is received through worship and adherence to its laws, in opposition to God's law and commandments. This power, also called the Antichrist, shall cause all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, organ in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, organ the name of the beast, organ the number of his name. Many believe that the use of these chips will constitute the receiving of the mark of the beast, especially with their ability to allow brain-to-brain communication, brain-to-computer communication, and brain-to-AI networking. The introduction of AI, which is spreading globally, is also feared to be a fulfillment of this prophecy. Indeed, it was just reported on July 2, 2024, that China has developed robots with laboratory-grown human brains and computer chips to act like humans. These humanoid robots' brains were made from human stem cells, which were grown in the laboratory to become human brains. The chip is then inserted into this growing brain. In Japan, a team of researchers led by Professor Shoji Takeuchi has developed human skin that can be used to cover these robots so that they can easily move and feel things. The insertion of chips into the hands of people, bearing their financial details and allowing them to pay for services by just scanning their arms at an ATM or on a card reader, further strengthens the idea of the mark of the beast. The seamless integration of advanced technology into daily life raises plausible questions about whether these developments constitute the acceptance of the mark of the beast. However, the Bible's prophecy in Revelation and Daniel are full of symbolisms and are not to be taken literally. For instance, in Daniel 7:23-24 and Revelation 17:9-18, the Bible uses symbolic language to describe future events and powers. The Antichrist, as depicted in Revelation 13:1-10 and Daniel 7:19-25, is portrayed as a dominant world power that will govern all nations, claiming authority over religious practices and demanding worship in place of God. The Antichrist is depicted as a woman named Babylon the Great, seated on a seven-headed beast, symbolizing a kingdom with global control. This woman, representing a church, is intoxicated with the blood of the saints and governs the beast, which in turn dominates the world. Thus, the woman exerts indirect rule over the world, assuming a godlike position on earth. The question remains, what is this power? There are many symbolisms in the Bible that space cannot allow detailing here. Nevertheless, the conclusion is clear. The Bible's prophecy cannot be taken literally, but must be explained with the Bible itself. The mark of the beast is more about worship than just a chip. While we should be concerned about the ethical issues surrounding advanced technology, we should not rush into thinking they are the fulfillment of prophecies in Revelation and Daniel. Join us at the Torchbearer as we continue to explore the intersection of prophecy and technology. Stay informed, stay vigilant. For a deeper dive into these discussions, visit us at thetorchbearer.com.